As Todd Laley teaches martial arts, physical stamina and technique are not the only challenges he faces. Laley lost the lower half of his leg in a motorcycle accident in 2009. The 41-year-old says amputation was one of the toughest decisions he ever made.
I managed to get back to work, and so I guess it was a good decision. You know, it's tough sometimes because there's pains and, you know, there's limited motion, and you always wonder what if. But I guess you got to make your decision to move on.
Laley was reassured when he received this.
This thing is working pretty damn good. I mean, you know, I could live with it.
Although the prosthetic functions in a way to allow Laley to live a normal life, accepting the way it looks is a challenge.
Do you ever go out in a pair of jeans that make you look fat? You know, it's just you feel like you look all like, you know, you just don't look good. You can't ever relax and just be yourself. It's nice, you know, when you can wear pants and they're loose and they're baggy and you can kind of forget about it. But when, you know, you're in shorts and it's always there, it's just no fun.
However, for an extra cost, Laley could acquire a prosthetic that looks a lot less shocking than a metal rod. Prosthetics have come a long way since metal hands and wooden legs. Amputees like Chip Hazlitt can now worry less about the consequences of losing a limb.
This is a microprocessor. It's called a Genium leg. It's the most advanced leg currently. You can go upstairs, foot over foot, downstairs, foot over foot. It's got a lot of safety features built in. Basically stumble recovery features. It's a lot smoother than any other leg I've ever had before.
For the amputees that are uncomfortable with the way the prosthetic looks, they can add a silicone cover over the prosthetic to make it more lifelike. Hair can even be added to create the same features that the original limb had.
You have a lot of patients who can't handle what has happened to them, and so if you give them back the aspect of a cosmetic cover, that usually helps them move forward in their life.
Amy Palmiero-Winters has competed in marathons across the world. She became an amputee when she was 23. After struggling to find a prosthetic near her home in Philadelphia that would allow her to run long distances, she sought out one of the top prosthetic businesses in the country, A Step Ahead in Hicksville, New York. After making the switch, she gained national recognition for her achievements in running.
Getting fit with a prosthetic that actually worked with my residual limb and it fit me properly, and it was more in tune with my body, I ended up going back and running my first marathon since my accident. And in my first marathon since my accident, I actually broke the world record, which was a world record that had stood for quite some time.
A Step Ahead's facility includes a workshop, private rooms, and a training floor. After customizing a patient's prosthesis to the patient's preference, they then train them to use it.
So I just walked in the door and I'm here. I was blown away. And it's people like doing the exercise like I just did today that I saw when I first came here. And it kind of motivated me being an athlete from the past, that this is the place where athletes train.
Advancements in prosthetics may have allowed amputees to live a more normal lifestyle, but like any new technology, it comes with a high price tag.
It's unbelievable how much they cost for something that you need to live your life.
A generic prosthetic costs roughly $5,000, whereas a microprocessor like Hazlitt's leg costs $75,000. For women interested in a prosthetic that allows them to wear high heels, they start at a $32,000 price tag. Not all insurance companies will pay that kind of bill, so A Step Ahead often intervenes.
Because when I originally came here, I had a manual leg, and my insurance company didn't cover the microprocessor. And then I came here and I switched insurances, and then they covered it.
11-year-old Kate Hemsley was amputated when she was 10 months old after being born with a club foot. Her parents were shocked that amputation was the best choice.
We didn't know what that meant exactly, what would happen. And when they said, oh no, she'll be able to play soccer, she'll be able to do this, she'll be able to run, we're like, really? And we'd never seen anybody do that, but they said, sure, yeah. In this day and age, the state of prosthetic care is such that it's better to do that than to try to repair the foot or get it twisted back to normal.
A little over 10 years later, Kate can ride a bike, play soccer, and compete in marathons alongside her role model, Palmiero-Winters, who teaches her how to run.
They help me out with my running foot. They I I run on the treadmill, and they try to teach me how to run with it and run fastest with it.
Her using it, knowing how to use it, learning to use it, wanting to use it, not wanting to just sit around and be at home thinking that her foot is different, but knowing that she can get out there and, you know, they always say live life without limitations, and it's so true.
Come on, all the way down.
Despite the everyday victories comes the struggles with some everyday tasks. Hazlitt says regardless of a solid prosthetic or not, amputation alters your entire life.
Your whole life changes. You have to do everything different. We can do everything, but in a different fashion, different way. It takes a little longer, it takes a little more thought. You know, you got to really think before you walk, so to speak. Always be aware of your surroundings, and especially your footing.
But that does not stop him.
I don't put any limits on myself. I try to do everything that I used to do.
After receiving his black belt post-amputation, Todd Laley finds peace in knowing living life on a limb is virtually normal. For Stony Brook News, I'm Danny Kleppinger.